Hey, this is Ben Bowman with Final Expense Services, wanting to come to you in this video to explain a little bit about our system, our programs, our support, and allow you to get an inside peek to see if we're an organization that you think might solve your problems, solve the needs that you're looking for. And we just want to go over that today. Start with who we are. We're a non-captive organization. Our agents get paid directly by the carrier. So you own your book of business from day one. You're vested day one. That's very important for an agent to have. We have an extensive carrier lineup to choose from. We get asked often, hey, what all carriers do you have? It'd be a lot easier for us to name the ones we didn't have. And so if you're an agent that's worried because the organization you're with may not release your carriers, I haven't seen a situation yet to where we was not able to find alternative carriers to solve that problem. We have multiple programs for an agent to choose from. We understand every agent's not in the same situation, so you're able to come here and pick a program that makes the most sense for you. And we also offer more than just final expense products. We get asked that often. Medicare, hospital indemnity, annuities, term products, different things like that. But we specialize in final expense. And just want to talk to you about how you get paid and how we get paid. It's very important. A lot of organizations, don't really talk about this, but we get paid when you get paid. And what I mean by that is we don't, upsell your leads. We don't charge you for the training program. We don't charge you $200 to contract. We have no way to bring in revenue other than making you successful. That's important to know because now, a lot of places will tell you they have support and training and things like that. You sign up and you find out it's just kind of a, recruit a whole bunch of people and see who sticks. We're a little bit different from that because we're not going to make money off of you unless we can show you how to go out and make money. So because of this, we offer a lot of support, services, training for every single agent, and we don't just contract you and wish you the best. We're definitely invested in your success. The other thing that I want to talk about, and when we get to the programs in a minute, I just want to go ahead and prepare you. All of these services and supports go to all of our programs. Sometimes agents think that it only goes to agents on the free lead program or the elite program. It works for all programs. So we have a lifeline, which will break down all of the conditions. It teaches you common carriers you'll run into for replacement situations. It teaches you common medications you're going to run into and who takes them. And then it breaks down every single health condition as well. We also have an agent hotline, which is, most agents' number one tool that they would tell you about us. And for a new agent or an experienced agent, if you're in a house and you need support, you have a number that you dial that we immediately answer and give you real life help. So you could say agent hotline, this is Jeremy. I would say agent hotline, this is Ben. You say, hey Ben, this is Jeremy. I'm sitting here with Miss Gloria, and she has AFib and COPD and this and that, and we in real time give you that underwriting support. We also have agents that will call us for an appointment, and for whatever reason the person's not wanting to let them in. Now's not a good time. We'll have a new agent call the agent hotline. We'll overcome it on speakerphone and get that agent inside, and then they get the sale. So it's a very useful tool. I know a lot of agents that come to me say, hey, I've called my upline several times, they never answer. You have a direct line to all the managers in the company. It rings all of our cell phones at once. So getting someone on the phone here will never be a problem. We also have the community chat. At the time of this video, we're using a service called Band, an app called Band. And that's where all agents kind of share stories, ask questions, ding their apps when they write them. It just brings all of our agents together, and they team up sometimes and do ride-alongs. They meet up and do training. It just brings you into the community, and you can have that access and support. The other thing is our morning call. This is our most powerful tool. Every single morning at 8 o'clock Central, I go over training about final expense for about 30 minutes. It is real training. I teach you how to overcome certain objections, how to use reduced paid up to replace policies, 1035 exchange into a single pay whole life, um, the perks of certain carriers like a Royal Neighbors, how their member benefits work, how to utilize riders to make your policy a little stickier. just all these different things. But even for experienced agents, they still plug in and enjoy this call. And the reasoning they say they do is it's kind of, like your way of clocking in. You're an independent business owner here. But this is kind of a way for you to kind of clock in, get your mind on work before you hit the field. And then we also have a training portal that I can't explain to you how many testimonies I have from people that's like, hey, I've went through 2 other organizations trainings, or I've been doing this 10 years, and it's the best training I've ever seen. It really taught me stuff that will make me money. That's what it's about with us. So the training is very, very good, and if you follow it, it's a system that has worked for hundreds, even thousands of agents. So you'll want to make sure you get that training and follow it. Quoting software on our site that you'll get access to. You'll have a free version of FEX Quotes. So quoting and seeing all of the carriers listed out will be easy. We also recommend to a lot of agents you can get FEX Toolkit. We have a discount code for it that you can use. And using it's helpful because not only does it quote, it will also underwrite for you. Again, not a requirement. You're an independent agent. I just recommend it. But either way, you'll have access to this quote, just like the image you see on your screen, for free. And for anybody that's out there with a more captive type setup and you're wondering what it would look like to be independent, here's an example of a 65 male non-tobacco 10,000. It's 5375. You can compare that to what you're writing. A big one for us is appointment setters. We have in-house appointment setters that set appointments off your leads. American-based appointment setters. We discount the price and offer this service to our agents for $10 per appointment. Currently not for outside agents. Our free lead agents get to use this service at no cost, which is super helpful. So just having access to a system that can set your appointments for you. You would still have your own leads. We would just be dialing those leads to set the appointments, depending on which program you're on. So definitely a good service. The question that I get asked a lot is, hey, I wanted to go on the elite program, but I wanted access to the appointment setter, so I guess I'm going to go on the free lead program. Elite agents and free lead agents have access to them. The only difference is an elite agent pays $10 for an appointment. Free lead agent doesn't pay anything. That's the only difference, right? Leads. Very, very important topic here. We use direct mail for all of our programs. We also, anybody that's listening to this video that's familiar with the business, the problem with direct mail is the rising cost. They're getting up to $38, $45, $50 a lead in most states. Some vendors in some states is now $70 and higher. We subsidize the cost of direct mail. Obviously on our free lead program, we subsidize it all the way. So our agents can get a 70% comp and no lead cost, but we also offer $24 fresh direct mail for the 115 to 120% contract level, which is unheard of this day and time. 15, 20 years ago, that's about what the price was, but not today. We do that to stay ahead, and we know that agents need a higher quality lead, which direct mail is, but most agents don't work it because of the price. The other thing that's important is we lock down your territory to ensure long-term sustainability. The good news about our lead sources is usually we can keep an agent in zip codes. I have an agent in South Carolina that picked 3 counties they wanted to work. I reach back out to that agent and say, hey, we can work all 3 counties, or you can pick 3 of your favorite zip codes in 1 county and I can keep you there. It's a lot better system than what a lot of agents are used to because you're not having to drive to multiple counties and all over the place. All of your leads can be kind of in a condensed area and you can circle back to them more times. So you get to knock on that door or stop by that house multiple times in a week till you catch them at home. We do not resell your leads after you purchase them. If you buy leads, the $24 direct mail, they are your leads. We don't resell them. If those leads ever get resold, it's you reselling them because you own them. Okay. You get to pick the areas you want to work. We'll run a sustainability. We make sure it's large enough area. Might need another zip code or 2, but once we get that back, we keep you there each and every week. As an elite agent, I recommend ordering every week. Say, hey, I want to buy 20 a week so I can go to work, 30 a week. But it is kind of up to you if you want to buy 50 and go work them and then order some more. That's fine. Just know that it's usually about a 2.5 week turnaround time for us to get you those fresh leads. And I get asked a lot, are the leads fresh? They don't even exist. That's how fresh they are. We'll be placing the order you want, and they'll be coming in with your job code on them. They're yours, right? And so definitely fresh leads, which is amazing, right? Now we'll go over our programs, which is the important part. Our elite program, 115 to 120% starting comp for final expense. Some of you listening to this you may find yourself with an organization that says, hey, you're at a 130. It's not contract level, it's just their code. They kind of created their own numbers. You're at a 130, but you look at your Royal Neighbors contract and it's a 110, right? Your Liberty Bankers contract's a 110 or 115. Your contracts are actually lower. What happens is Americo product will pay you a 130. Everything else will be 20-25% less. With us, your final expense product, which is what you'll be writing the most, will be the 115 to 120, right? Now we do have a couple price busting carriers that is a little bit lower, 100, 105, 110. But you'll know that up front when we go over your carrier lineup, who we recommend you having. If any of those carriers are included, we would show you, right? There is some carriers out there that have super rates, but they pay the IMO a 120 or 125. So you obviously couldn't give away that level if that's the level we have, right? And subsidize the direct mail down to $24. But it's important to know it's a 115 to 120 for final expense with $24 direct mail, right? It's an amazing program. The agent's responsible for their own lead cost. So in other words, you'll pay the $24 a lead. You pick how many you want, how active do you want to be, how much do you want to sell. You can get 20 a week, you can get 30, you can get 50. Just depends how much money you want to make, how much time you want to work. The agent is responsible. Oh, I'm sorry. You're responsible for your own lead cost, and then you would be responsible for the appointment setters if you use them, right? A lot of people, for some reason, mess this up, and they'll tell me in this scenario, okay, so leads are $34. And I'll always ask, like, how did you get $34 from $24? And they'll say, well, it's $10 for appointment. Well, you have to pay $24 for every single lead. You're not going to have every single lead set an appointment. So it's not $10 per lead. If you get 10 appointments, it would be an additional $100. But also remember, that's a service you don't have to use. It's just up to you, right? As I said earlier, elite agents still get access to everything I discussed before this slide. Everything that we offer, training, support, tools, all of that you get. And then also we will match or beat any contract level you currently have. Now keep in mind your real level. I have people that call me and say, hey, I got a one whatever with this carrier. And I'm like, they don't even offer that level. And whenever they look at their actual comp grid from their IMO that lied to them about what level they're on, they're actually 30-40% lower than what they're telling me they're at. So actual things, I have agents that have called me and say, hey, I want to come work with you. I write 20,000 a month, but I'm currently at a 125 and you can't match it. Yes, I can, right? Remember, the 115 to 120 above is a reduced lead cost. Okay, it's a $24 direct mail. If you want higher than that, we have it, right? But in your current setup, if you're at a 125 or 130 somewhere, you're paying full price for your leads. Okay, well, here you can have the same setup. I'll give you the same comp or higher if you qualify, but you would pay the full price. And a lot of times it'll come out to about 27. So you'll pay $3-4 more a lead, something like that, but you can get that higher comp as long as you qualify for it with the carriers. So next thing is our free lead program, the one we get a lot of, people reaching out about. So this one is a great program. You'll hear me kind of talk a little bit about the restrictions or negative. The only reason is, I get probably 90% of the people that reach out want this program, but out of those people wanting it, about 70 or 80% of them missed a very important part. This is not for telesales, right? It is not for telesales, so I'll stop you there from reaching out. Our elite program isn't for telesales either. right? Direct mail is a face-to-face opportunity. That's where you have the 25 to 30% close rate, and as opposed to a 2.8% close rate over the phone. Uh, the free lead program is a full-time program. If you're somebody that says, well, I can only commit, 4 hours a day, 4 days a week, or whatever, you need to go back to the elite program and see if that's something you can do. Okay. Um, it's a 70% contract in exchange for free direct mail leads. Instead of $24 a lead, you pay zero. You use our appointment setters for free. You have the ability to move to the elite program at any time, right? And, again, like I said, it has some restrictions. What I would encourage you to do is you can go to finalexpenseservices.com/free, and you can see a little bit more of those restrictions. To help you out a little bit, let's say I get you 30 direct mail, and for fun, let's say 15 of them set appointments. You pay nothing for the leads, nothing for the appointments. Say you're a newer agent, you run those 15 appointments, you get in 10 houses, you give 6 presentations, and you write 3 apps, but you kind of undersold the app, so your 3 apps is not but 1400 AP, annualized premium. 1400 is not enough for me to even come close to being profitable, paying for 15 appointments and buying you 30 leads a week. But you have 15 leads that hasn't set an appointment. You would take those leads to those doors and knock on the door and do our door approach that we teach you, which is very simple, and try to get additional production. We have agents sometimes that say, no, I was signing up on it just to run the appointments. I'm not going to door knock. This is not the program for you. Because if you paid the money to buy the lead, you wouldn't just throw 15 leads away. Okay? So I would call the free lead program the hustler program. Okay? If you're willing to hustle, this is the program for you. We require you to do the things that you should do even if you was an elite agent purchasing your own leads. But an elite agent, it's up to you. You're spending the money. We know what you should be doing. The free lead program's us putting our money up. We require you to do those things. We have a lot of agents that are extremely successful on this program. We have agents that's been on it for years, and they get 30, 40 leads a week every single week. They're consistent. They always make money, and they love it, and they wouldn't change to the elite program for anything. So every agent's different. The good news is, as I said, you can change programs, when you need to. The broker program is, excuse me, it is a little bit different. The broker program is, say you're happy where you're at, your IMO's doing a good job for you, but you need a direct express carrier that will advance you on direct express. Well, our setup with Transamerica will actually advance you on direct express. And in your current setup, you don't have Transamerica. The carrier you're using to write direct express is paying you as earned. You can make way more money with Transamerica. You could just pick up that carrier with us, right? So a broker situation is an agent that's good, got it all figured out. They just need a couple carriers, and we got them, okay? And you're welcome to fully come on board with us in the future. This is just kind of getting your foot in the door. You stay where you are over there and just pick up a carrier and do it that way. That's perfectly fine with us. The agency builder program, this is important because if you're a newer agent but you love this business and you want to be successful, at some point you'll have a desire to do something more, and it's important to know that we have that. We have an agency builder program. If you're currently building an agency or a desire to build one, this could help you. We have a recruiting system that can give you fresh recruit leads to dial at no cost, by the way. We don't charge for our builder system. We don't charge for any of our systems, but I'm constantly getting, on a weekly basis, no exaggeration, probably 400 to 600 licensed agents reach out to work with our company. Realistically, we can make it to 30 to 50 of those a week. It's just piles of people that we don't even get to contact because we don't have the bandwidth. So somebody that shows leadership qualities, you follow the system, you're consistent selling insurance, you're somebody that can, practice what you preach, per se, right? We can help you and send you recruits to lock down and get through the system, and you hold their hand and get them successful, and you make money from doing it, right? We have all the tools, systems, and everything for you to grow your agency. In some situations, big agencies, we can provide capital to. Um, you know, I've bought into active agencies for sure. So if you have a big agency, there's really no conversation we couldn't have. It's anything that you could imagine, we could probably find a way to do. But it would be a one-on-one conversation where we go over it and discuss it. Um, you know, Going back, there's different people listening to this recording, right? If you're an agent that's with an organization, you're getting direct mail, but the prices done went up to $38 and your contract's a 110, 115, this might be a good switch for you. You get higher comp and your lead cost goes down by a lot. And you get access to the other services and support. If you're an agent that's just been struggling, but you'll put the work in, reach out to us. We might have a system for you. If you're a good producer and you want to go to the next level and build an agency, most organizations don't have a real agency builder program. They have a system to where it's like talk to your friends and family and post on Facebook how much money you're making and people will call you. Wouldn't you rather have licensed agents just listen to this video, picked a program, raised their hand and said, I want to get started, right? Those type of people is the people that's reaching out to us that we can feed you with. So if any of this is of interest to you, you know, you can fill out your name, city, state, program of interest, and email it to us. Ben@finalexpenseservices.com. If someone else sent you to this video, go contact them. Do it that way. If you're going to fill out any other form, please don't email me that stuff, because when you fill out another form, it gets put in our system and we'll be contacting you. I'm going to double contact you because I'll call you from getting the email as well. So if you just found this video some other way, make sure you do email Ben@FinalExpenseServices. But if you were sent here and there's a link for you to fill out, do that. But we would be excited to work with you, at least have a conversation to see if it makes sense. The thing I would say is any of you that's like, this sounds great, but man, releases ain't gonna happen, or they don't have the carriers I want, or they can't get leads in my area. We can get leads in any state, in any area, right? Don't let things like that stop you. It's a simple phone call between us and we see if it makes sense. If it doesn't, at least you got another contact. It was nice meeting you. You're going back to what you was doing. But we'd love the opportunity to work with you, have a conversation with you, and help you make more money. Either way, enjoy the business. Best of luck to you. Wish you nothing but the best and tons of success.